Shooting it raw?
Yes. Shooting it raw. Okay. Look at that. Do you know this piece?
Yeah, I know that.
Okay, so this one, what's emerging is there's definitely some continuity in your work. Female looking, in this case, looking again straight on, only she's looking up. I was going to say, all of your female figures tend to look at the viewer, but in this case, she's looking straight up. She's, again, the skin is rendered as quite pale, not totally white. There's a little bit of peach and all this stuff. Is this your face as well?
Yes.
Very photogenic, very nice. So there's an aura around the hair, but just outside of the hair is an aura of this checkerboard pattern, but it's got more color to it. Whereas before it was more white and black. This one has a lot more reds and blues and some yellow and some. What's clear to me is that you have training in color theory and in art like that. This is not self-taught. Like, you're clearly heaven guided into how you create your artwork. There's a lot of geometric pattern, and I'm also catching on the left is the scene of two deer sitting on this kind of grass, jumping or sitting. On this grass. The structure of the form seems to be something almost like a tree, in which are like these main branches or something at the bottom, and there's some roses, there's some more abstract figures, there's something that looks a bit like an octopus kind of in the hair on the top, and then there's more of a web kind of looking up on the right. If this is all sounding extremely chaotic, I invite the listener to check out the website or the YouTube or whatever to actually see the images, because I'll just let the boat go by. No, it's okay, La. We'll leave it open. It's great. It adds color. I love it. I like that you're whispering. You don't want to make me.
Do you want me to close it?
No, it's great. It's great. Are you cold? Are you
No,
good?
no.
You're good?
I'm good. It is my
It's okay, La.
habit. Sorry, I do that.
No, we're in your own home. You do what you like.
I know, but
Have
it
some
is not a very
It's totally
relaxed.
cool.
I always.
It's totally cool. It's fine. So for the art, for the image, okay, I've described what it looks like. How does this relate to the previous one? What is this? What is the? Some artwork just sits there with that where you don't need to explain it, right?
Yes.
Like, okay, in this case. And because of how I see you and experience you, obviously the meaning is deeply saturated into it. So what is going on here?
Here, actually, this is very. The thing was, I usually don't think about what I'm doing. I start usually I start from center, and most of the time, I don't sketch before at all.
Okay.
But these portraits of myself, I did just a line drawing with the pencil, my face, because I wanted to be a little bit more accurate. Mm-hmm. But in most of the time, I don't sketch at all.
Okay.
For my work. So in this piece, when I start, I just took a photo of myself. And in different position looking up, and it is actually, you're right, it is one of the few, maybe the only one I am not looking, or the main figure is not looking at the audience, because I love when I mean it is my method to how engage the audience to look at their eyes,
right,
in my paintings, or every figure, if you see,
there
are that one also, it's this. Maybe I said few. That one also is not looking.
It's still face on, but the eyes are looking to the left.
Yeah, but most of my art, I will show you later. Some of them, if you have time, they are looking at audience, and because for me, eyes are the most important part of the face, and you can see the soul, the expression, everything.
The boat's gonna have to let the boat go by. Hey, ciao! Hey, ciao! Bye! Okay.
today's traffic.
No, it's great. It's awesome. I love it. I love it. Okay, so most of the time, so one of the things I'm going to interrupt quickly is that as an illustration, if somebody were to look at this as an ad piece, and it could be like it's that perfect visual creation that looks, in terms of the expression, is so well crafted, and it's so endearing, and it's so it definitely pulls you in, right? And so you're saying that this is different because the eyes aren't looking at the viewer.
Yes.
Okay, so go back to that before the boat interrupted you. What is happening?
First, when I started that, I just wanted to draw myself in that position and looking up, and it was challenging for me to make it nice and very like realistic. It is not realistic, or it is realistic and not realistic. About my work is the style is like that, but then as I continued, I developed the drawing around the head, and what is going on in my head is actually similar to what is going on there, and it is like a puzzle. I told you about how it's like a puzzle around me, and how I'm thinking is similar to that. But that was, I think, from a period of my life I was happy here. So because you can get it from that piece. Even the black and white piece seems very happy and uplifting.
Sure.
Because of the motifs I used, those deers is actually I used from the carpet, the Persian carpet, and then there is other side is birds, and and roses, and all these motifs are like symbol of life and celebrating life.
Classical sort of Persian motifs, or?
Yes, they are. I mean, you can see in a lot of carpets, in a lot of miniatures as well.
Yeah.
You can see that. But that particular one, I can't remember which. We have different types of carpets. Okay. I can't remember which one was that. And I'm not so good at like seeing the carpet and say, oh, that is the carpet from that city or that name, brand or whatever. So
I love that I'm in your house where you're showing me your art. I'm suddenly awakened to the idea of carpets in Iran are geographically anchored. Like that city, that's the illustration style. That's
different style. Like Tabriz carpets are very different from Mashhad carpet.
Okay.
And people, they are into carpet. They look at carpet and say, "Oh, that is Tabriz. That is
amazing.
Kashan. That is Mashhad. That is Qom." But I never be into carpet that much.
Yeah.
And also we have Gabbe too. Gabbe, I'm not sure if you know.
Assume I'm an
it's
idiot.
nomad people. They make those,
right.
And it is actually. I suggest you to look up and see the Gabbes.
Sure.
So that is about my art, and the pattern again. Those webs around head, they are again cancer cells.
Oh wow. A light image for children. Just that's a kind of joke. No, listen. But there is a brightness to the image, and there's a kind of darkness when you explain it. Oh, those are cancer cells. Okay, so a cancer cell, how does that work? It's the sort of the norm of the body that suddenly mutates, goes haywire, and actively becomes toxic within its own space.
Yes.
Okay, so the previous image was political and a kind of not when you look at it, it's not, because it's playful. The pigs, I don't immediately think Animal Farm, but once you say it, it's like, oh, okay, I get it. And then you explain that it's in response to this sort of ridiculous premise of women not being able to eat ice cream. So, is there that kind of dynamic happening in this piece, in this image here? Or?
This one, for me, it wasn't. It is not that political actually, but it is in terms of message. It is life, celebrating life, and everybody in their body they have cancer cells, but their body rejected. The fight for it, and what happened in some people, it start growing and growing, and the idea of, I studied nursing 2 years before studying painting.
Okay.
So I always been very fascinated with anatomy, with microscopic image of everything, and that time my aunt also was diagnosed with brain tumor, metastasized from breast cancer.
Oh, wow.
And then that was the thing, I started using those. I started using them more in my work, and because my aunt was fighting, and she fought 8 years, and I think she did a great job, and unfortunately she passed away at the end. But for me, it is not a dark message. It is still celebrating, and so it is why I use this pattern. And another thing, I also last year I got diagnosed with breast cancer myself. So and then that was kind of like for me why I use this all the time. And when it happened for myself, actually last year on the 13th of November, my doctor told me it was cancer. So after surgery, and that was another thing. Now I get it why I use them, and why I'm continuing to use them. And it is why I do some other works right now, because I need some quiet time and therapy for myself. I started calligraphy. I started working on colorful square patches.
Okay.
And I made, like when I was in therapy, I made like 10 pieces of that when I was receiving my therapy.
So are you clear of the cancer? So you got treated in Hong Kong during COVID?
Yeah.
What a year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy you're better.
Thank you.
Happy you're good.
Me too.
Shall we move on to the next image?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Why not? So, is life really a gift? Really? Can you make every second count? That's the whole point of the podcast. So, if you like what you've seen and you're inspired, because that really is my mission, then please give it a like, subscribe, and share.
Shooting it raw?
Yes, shooting it raw.